Hello, how are we doing today? My name is Spectrum Dominus, and today we are sorting cards for grading purposes. We have in front of us here, we have the 1992 Factory Upper Deck set. Now, we've gone through 3/4 of this set already. We've even sent in cards already from this set to be graded. The Jim Thome rookies in there. The Ken Griffey Jr. has been sent because it's a tri-photo. And all we have left is this stack of approximately, I'm going to say 200 cards. The sets have 800 cards in them, and we split them in 4, but it is now an empty box. I'm going to stick this, close it, and stick it back here. I do not know what's left. We may run into no one here, but I do suspect there's at least we're going to find people I collect that I haven't pulled yet. That's probably what we're looking at. So let's turn this up. I don't know that we're going to get a lot in the way of rookies that need to be graded. Honestly, I don't know if I've pulled the Mattingly yet. I do know I've pulled the Griffey. I've pulled the Ryan. I think I've pulled the McGuire. But we'll find out what we have left right here. All right. So starting with Orel Hershiser. Got a small contingent that just wants to go in the wrong direction. That happens from time to time. Todd Hundley, Al Osuna, Jose Rijos, Andujar Cedeno, Hojo, Howard Johnson, Cecil Fielder, Kirby Puckett. There we go. Right. Not too far in, and we already pulled one of the greats. All right. Then we got Benito Santiago, Tony Pena, Mickey Tettleton, Billy Ripken, best known for his bat, Larry Walker, Dwight Evans, Neon Deion Sanders, Lenny Dykstra, Ivan Rodriguez. Wow, do I not collect Pudge? I guess I don't really collect him much because he we don't do these late, but this is, I don't think that's officially his rookie. I bet he has one the year before. I'll have to look into that. If that's his rookie, then that definitely, I'm going to get that graded, but I don't know. I feel like he has to have a 91, right? Chuck Finley, Juan Gahn, Ed Sprague, Julio Franco, Bill Pacoda, Doug DiCienzo, Willie Wilson, Danny Tartabull, George Bell, Mark Lewis, Gary Sheffield, Brett Saberhagen, Greg Vaughn, Carlos Baerga. That was just like a stretch of guys that I'd be like, yeah, I don't collect them, but I'd like their rookie. I don't collect him, but I'd like his rookie. I'd like Carlos Baerga rookie, Greg Vaughn's rookie, Brett Saberhagen rookie, Gary Sheffield rookie, George Bell rookie, Danny Tartabull even maybe Willie Wilson as well. It was just like, there was a long stretch there of like, yeah, I'd take their rookie. Gilberto Reyes, Terry Pendleton, I'd take his rookie. Tim Wallach, Greg Olson, Yvonne Calderon, Bobby Bonilla, pulled his rookie. I have pulled his rookie in next Wednesday. I have Joe Carter, Rafael Palmeiro. Didn't pull his rookie next Wednesday. David Winfield, Doug Drabeck, Chuck McElroy, Louis Aquino, Mark Harkey, Gary Varso, David Howard, Steve Olin, Bill Spire, Mike Boddicker, Rod Nichols, Willie Randolph, Mike Fitzgerald, Mike Devereaux, Charlie Hayes, and Joe Orsulak. All right. It's about a quarter of the cards that we're going through today. So get us about halfway through here. All right, we have Glenn Braggs, Jerry Brownie, Mike Henneman, Sam Horn, Trevor Wilson, Greg Swindell, Ken Griffey Sr., Kent Herbeck. Yeah. Sleeve that up for Shane O'Mac. Jose Canseco has a try. Nice. All right, forgot about this. All right, we're going to sleeve this, and we're going to top load it, and this one will get sent. So, guys, I've decided that I'm going to get a list of all the cards that got Upper Deck made, as long as they're not still doing it. But all the cards that they made with the try photo, so that is their first year. There was Nolan Ryan and Jim Abbott. Then there's this year is Jose Canseco and Ken Griffey Jr. I know that there's a Kirby Puckett somewhere. In football, there's a Joe Montana. In hockey, there's a Wayne Gretzky. I want to get them all, and I want to get them all graded out of 10. That's something I plan on doing. So there's that. Dan Gladden, Dennis Eckersley. I collect Eckersley. Eckersley is, I know that he was a starting pitcher for years, but by the time I got to Eckersley about here, this is when he was you can see his saves. He was a closer at this point in his career, and that's how I know him, is A as an athletic. And yeah, he is the closer on my all-time team. Mike Maddox, Kurt Stillwell, Darren Jackson, Kevin Seitzer, John Kruk, Jim Abbott, Kelly Gruber, Andy Venez, John Smoltz batting. That's kind of weird, but you know, they did that back then. John Smoltz. Gary Gaetti. Let's go ahead and sleeve that up for Shano. All right, we have Jeff M. Robinson, Mark Leiter, Todd Frothworth, Bill Gulkinson, Dave Sagai, Jack Morris. We're going to also sleeve that up for Shane. Notable twins. That's what we do. Harold Reynolds, Scott Leas, not every twin, because otherwise we'd be doing Scott Leas and Terry Leach. Just the notable ones. Terry Leach, Paul Ferries, Bruce Ruffins, Luis Rivera, Brett Butler, Greg W. Harris, Mark Langston, Mike Heath, Junior Felix, Jimmy Key, Lonnie Smith, Spike Owen, Jose Lind, Jose Guzman, Pat Tabler, Stan Belinda, Kevin Reamer, Checklist, Jeff Reed, Jeff Innes, Jim DeHasis, Jack Armstrong, Matt Noakes as a Yankee. That's the worst. When you chase a young rookie guy that you thought was going to be something good, like he was going to be the next big catcher, you chase him, and then he ends up on your team, because back here my team was the Yankees. And not only did he not pan out for his team, but he doesn't pan out for your team, and every time you see him in that uniform, it's like a double fail. Got Rob Deere, Al Newman, Gerald Clark, Mel Hall, Dave Anderson, Dave Gallagher, Mike Felder, Mark Einhorn, Robbie Thompson, Bobby Thigpen, Cal Daniels, Jose Oquindo, Felix Jose, Robin Ventura, Ray Langford, Checklist, Randy Velarde, Mark Carrion, Milt Thompson, Franklin Stubbs, Tom Henke, Eric Yildy, Candy Maldonado, Jimmy Jones, Mookie Wilson, Scott Bradley, Jeff Treadway, Pete O'Brien, Casey Kendall, Alvin Davis, Kevin Elster, Scott Ruskin, Keith Miller, Dave Martinez, Charlie O'Brien, Mike Flanagan, Tom Bagnazzi, Dante Bichette, Kevin Moss. Yeah, I need to get a Kevin Moss rookie too. But that was not it. All right, last little stack here. That's it. We're done after that. Knew it was coming, so fix it before it happens. Lee Smith, John Orlerud, Daryl Kyle, Rick Wilkins, Luis Gonzalez, Todd Stottlemyre, Jeff Blauser, Greg Brenly, Steve Finley, Edgar Martinez, Brian Hunter, Dennis Martinez, David Cohn, Brett Barbary, Kevin McReynolds, Brian Barnes, Jim Ganter, Joey Cora, Steve Sachs, Pedro Guerrero, Donald Arthur Mattingly. I was going to say, I didn't think I had grabbed a Don Mattingly out of this yet. And the fact is, I did not. We're going to top load that because that is going to get graded. Going to get all our Mattingleys graded. Roberto Alomar, Ryan Bowen, Greg Maddux. Man, he was still a Cub in '92. Devin White, Joe Girardi, Wally Backman, Tim Tuffle, Terry Schrumpert, Wes Chamberlain, Ramon Martinez, Ron Gant, Fred McGriff, Wally Joyner, and Tom Glad. That's nice to have the last card, one of the guys you collect. So, all right, so we did good. That didn't take very long. We got a nice stack for the team sets there. We got 3 cards for Shane, Gary Gaetti, Ken Herbeck, and Jack Morris. Of course, we got other cards for him too from this set. They're just over there. We haven't given them to him yet, like the Kent Herbecks and stuff. I got to check to see if the Ivan Rodriguez is a rookie or not. How perfect is that? It came straight up, and now we just need to go to there. It is not a rookie. So this is 92. Let's go to 91 and see. Yeah, he has a 91 Upper Deck final edition. So he has the last thing. But we're going to stick him in our collection right now. I got to make a decision on Pudge. Kind of like if you were here for the last video. I had to make a decision on Pujols and Cabrera. And then these are the 2 we're sending to get graded. This because it's a try. And that because it's the man. So, alright guys. I hope you enjoyed that. I did. I'm glad that set's over. Like I said, we do have a set that we have started. And either I will find that. It's over there. In that stack or that stack or that stack. But either I will find that and we'll do that in 3 videos, continuing that, or I'll just pick out a new set and keep going until I find that, and then I'll bring it back over. But that's sorting cards for grading purposes. I'll do some more, and I'll see you in the next video.